What is going on, guys? Freaking 90 degrees outside here. It's hot, feels good. Today, we're gonna talk about how to increase our bench press. 2001 bench pressed 120 pounds for 11 reps. My senior year of high school, 2004, I did 315 at 148 pounds body weight. I benched 405 for the first time at 183 pounds body weight when I was 23 years old. I did 410 almost 13 years after that. I think I was early 30s when I did that. Maybe like 32, 33. I'm a firm believer your body's only going to get so strong. And somebody asked me that one day, how comes I'm not getting stronger? And I'm like, if you come in every day and bench press every day and put 5 pounds on your bench every day and you're here 4 times a week, multiply that by how many times a year with your weeks, months, tell me what that number is. Say you're at 225 right now. That's just an unrealistic number. Might be in the thousands. I didn't do the math. But what I'm trying to get at is it's the consistency of doing it, challenging yourself, getting as strong as you can be. 2009, I had shoulder surgery. I had my AC joint shaved down. I considered it an unnecessary surgery. Didn't know what I know now. I didn't have all these places to go for therapy and different therapists out there that actually want to get you better. They don't want to cut you. They nicked a nerve in my serratus. Oh God, I had to get 3 or 4 nerve tests done. I had to go to more physical therapy. So I went for physical therapy for about 2 months after. And when the guy was stretching me wrong the whole time. And I picked up on it the one day. Somebody mentioned, like, why are you doing that with your shoulder? I was like, I don't know. I just thought that was how everything's going to be now. And ended up going to get a nerve test done. They found nothing wrong. I'm like, something ain't right here. So I made another appointment, got a second opinion done. Got another nerve test done, and yes, they found there was an issue. So back to the original guy, got surgery done. Whew, man, that was 2 months, 3 times a week. Wasn't working at the time. $50 copay for physical therapy. And let me tell you what, that was brutal. That was the hardest physical therapy ever. Because when your body compensates for certain areas you got going on, man, everything just gets tight, locked up. It wasn't a frozen shoulder. I actually had a winged scapula, so everything was just coming out. So like I said, the 3 times a week, he would dig his knee into my armpit and stretch. It was brutal. But so that was 2009. Put about 5 pounds, like I said, on the bench after that. And somebody asked me, like, do you keep going or do you stop? And what I was explaining to them was my body never stopped. After those 2 years of just back and forth to the doctor and finally feeling somewhat decent again, I still don't have that range of motion in that right shoulder like I used to, but you work around it and it feels good now. But I didn't stop, okay? I didn't go back to the drawing board and start with 120 pounds. my body continued to get stronger. You know, even if it was working with 100 pounds, even if it was working with whatever it is, 200 pounds. It's the continuously putting a point up on that scoreboard every day. And I think that's something that you guys should really take away from this video, is the consistency of just doing something. And that goes a long way, because if I would have stopped altogether, I don't know if I'd have benched 410. I don't know if I'd have benched 415, 425. Beginning of the year, I did 435 of this year. Don't know if I would have done that if I would have stopped altogether and waited till I was 110% healthy. So, takeaway from all this, guys, is surround yourself with people who believe in you, who can pick up on things, who can help you with your technique, who you can send your videos to, who can help you get stronger, who can work on your body when you need to. I didn't even talk about how to get strong. I'm talking about all the things that surround that are going to help elevate that. The atmosphere I've created, the atmosphere I've learned from, I utilize today. Remember a couple years ago, 2 guys came in, say they benched 275. They started lifting with us. You get 10, 15, 20 guys in on a Saturday. You surround yourself with the right people. Guy ends up hitting 300 pounds, just short of 315. Why? Just surround yourself with the right people. You know, now you got a coach who can tell you what to do, who can tell you how to get strong, who's working with you, showing you some techniques, and at the end of the day, motivating you. Because it's fun to get strong. It's fun to challenge yourself. It's fun to be around other people who are there with you, in the same boat as you. Friendly competitions go a long way. I don't want to let anybody outbench me. Anybody's not going to push me. I will find a way. I will not be beaten. And that's the mentality I use. So structure-wise, programming. I'm a Westside certified strength coach. All conjugate stuff, guys. I got every bar known to man. You name it, I got it. And we rotate certain bars. We rotate a bunch of different stuff with the bands, the chains, the boards, the slingshots, everything. You know, we keep track of that, and we'll rotate through them maybe 3-4 times a month. Every couple months, swap them out for something new, but you're keeping track of that, so you're going back and seeing if you're getting strong. It's important to know your band strength. All right, my bands are 80 pounds at lockout. My bands are 40 pounds off the chest. So now that I know that, I know exactly what I need to do to push that raw bench up. If I keep going against that where I don't know where those numbers are, yes, you're gonna get stronger, but it's important to know what exactly bar weight you got, band tension you got, and keeping track of that. So at the end of the day, you're like, oh, I want to max. Well, your band, you got weaker on this exercise. You're not getting stronger. You know, I remember Dave Tate would always say he had his lifts that would show indicator lifts. So he knew if, say, your floor press bench went up, then after that, your raw bench is going to go up. And once we start figuring those things out, like I said, it's by tracking, keeping track in our book, seeing where we're at with everything. That right there will show you, okay, if that number is not going up, what's the point of maxing next week? So I do that same type of training with us, keeping track of all that stuff, rotating the things. And there's some days you're not just going to feel it, guys. Some days they're not. But it's important to write that in your book. You know, you had an off day today. You know, this was bothering me. Shoulder was hurting. That was hurting. Didn't sleep. Keeping track of that stuff. Now you can see why you didn't get stronger. You can see why you didn't get 5 pounds heavier on that max effort lift for that day. All these things play into factors with that. After our max lift, we'll go into our accessory work. So our accessory work, same thing. Find out where you're weak. Weak off the chest, weak at lockout. I just might need to bodybuild and get stronger. Put on some muscle. So having that training there is important, knowing what I need to do. You know, so we might go in and hit, you know, a back exercise, heavy back, a heavy shoulder, hit a tricep, and who doesn't want a big chest? Hit a chest exercise at the end. And, you know, if you're different exercises here where you're different areas where you're weak, you might be adding something different in there. So you might be weak at lockout. So now I might prescribe to you, hey, we need to do more tricep work. You know, we might do board work. We might need to do a close grip bench. You know, where your reps are a little bit lower here, you know, 6 to 8, rather than your 15 to 20. Start pushing that weight up there a little bit, and all of a sudden triceps start getting stronger. You know, your board work, your lockout work. You know, you're teaching your central nervous system now with your boards and your lockout. You should obviously be holding more weight than you're going to bench. Your bench is 400 pounds. Say you're working a 3-4 board, you might do 415, 420. Now your body's getting used to handling that weight. And once we get used to doing these things, guys, it makes life so much easier. You guys got any questions on that stuff, please feel free to hit me up. I'll help you guys out as much as we can. Getting strong is fun.